This computer. Okay. So we are actually recording.
Good boy.
I'm going to mute everybody. So if we ask you to unmute, you're going to have to physically unmute yourself. Whenever you're ready, Pam, go ahead.
Okay, we're going to start with relaxation protocol. Because it's outside sometimes, he gets a little bit distracted. So I put him on lead this time just in case. But I'd like for you to go ahead and sit or down your dog, whatever they're most comfortable in. That's so down. Good boy. Good boy. And they're going to sit or down for 5 seconds. And this is not a mark and reward. You're just rewarding them. Treat your puppy. Down for 10 seconds. And treat your puppy. And you're going to walk in place. And treat your puppy. And you're going to clap softly 4 times. And treat your puppy. And you're going to bend down and touch your toes. Ugh. And treat your puppy. You don't have to make that noise. And you're going to jog in place. And treat your puppy. Now, for those of you who have young puppies, you may just be taking a step, and that is fine, because that way your puppy can, if they're laying down, that's great. And if you just do something like that, that's fine. For those of you that have older puppies, try and go halfway around. And you build up to that, those of you who have young puppies, and treat your puppy. And you're going to turn and yell over, talk over your shoulder just a minute, like you're answering the doorbell. Just a minute. And treat your puppy. And you're going to bring both hands over your head and go, woohoo! And treat your puppy. And you're going to try and walk. If you were successful with the halfway around, go ahead and try and walk all the way around. If your puppy gets up, that's okay. Reset them and treat your puppy. And you're going to down for 5 seconds and treat your puppy. And you're going to down for 10 seconds and treat your puppy. And I just realized I didn't have a jacket on my puppy. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to I Spy. This is a game where we're going to be touching our puppy. So you're going to want to be on the same level as your puppy. And I'm going to say I spy something. So it could be their neck, their chest, something like that. And when you touch the puppy, as soon as you touch the puppy, if they're accepting of it, you're going to mark it yes, and then treat them. If they pull away, just know that that is an area that you need to work on, get them more comfortable. Obviously, if they pull away, we're not going to mark that. We're just going to move on to the next thing. Okay. All right. Can you guys see me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I spy your puppy's chest. Yes. I spy your puppy's front leg. Yes. I spy your puppy's chin. Yes. I spy your puppy's paw pad or their beans. Yes. I spy your puppy's tooth. Yes. I spy your puppy's ear. Yes. Lasso has very long ears. We call them Jaja Binks. I spy your puppy's tail.
No.
Yes.
Do it.
And just a reminder, you should be using your right hand for the touch and your right hand for the treat. I spy your puppy's back. Yes. And that really forces you not to reach into your treat bag too soon because it's so easy to do. We all know that. I spy your puppy's neck. Yes. I spy your puppy's tummy. Yes. I spy your puppy's back leg. Yes. And treat your puppy. Yes, oh, good boy. Good job. Okay. And release them. How'd we do, Andrea? We're good?
Everybody looks great.
Great, great. Okay, we're going to do just a quick review on treat delivery. In that game, I Spy, you were forced to use your right hand to touch the puppy and then reach into your treat bag. We all do it. It's really easy to do where we just go, we anticipate and we stick our hand in the treat bag before we even mark it. So your dog is looking at your treat bag. So what we're trying to do with this marking it, whatever it is, it could be a cue or it could be a behavior that I really like. I'm going to tell my puppy I like it. And that is what the yes is all about. So if I say, Lasso, sit, yes, that's exactly what I want. Then I reach in and treat my puppy. Okay. So I'm going to have you go ahead and do this with me. Ask your puppy for a sit, and I want you to mark and reward. Sit. Yes. And then I'm going to ask you to have your puppy down, down. Yes.
No.
And Andrea's going to be looking just to make sure that that arm is in a neutral position while you're asking for that behavior, while you say yes, and then it comes into the treat bag. When you place the treat in your puppy's mouth, a lot of times I just put it like this in my hand. If you go like this, a lot of times the puppy will grab hold of it. Because you don't want that head going forward on your puppy. You want that puppy in neutral or even back a little bit. So you're just going to pop it right into their mouth, not shove it, but kind of place it up. Okay. All right. If your puppy can stand, that's great. If your puppy is just learning and they're in a sit, you're just going to keep marking that. Okay. So sit. Yes. Okay. Older puppies, we're going to go into a stand. Also stand. Yes. And then back into a sit. Lasso sit. Yes. Great. How we doing?
Doing good. Everyone
Great.
looks good.
Okay. All righty. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about pattern games. We haven't done a lot of that, but I really felt like this makes a lot of sense to introduce this tonight. Sometimes when we get into a highly distractive environment, our puppies, you'll notice they get super excited, okay? And we need them to connect back to us. So these pattern games are great to use. You're going to practice them in a low environment. Outside for Lasso is going to be a little bit more challenging than inside. So I would start this pattern game inside, then move it to outside, then move it to a higher distractive environment. But my puppy needs to know what the pattern is before I start changing environments on them. You can also do it in your house. So like maybe you start out in the room that you do a lot of your training, you start out there. And then, okay, let's go to the kitchen. Let's see how he does in the kitchen. And then maybe let's see how they do in the bedroom. They're not used to training in the bedroom. So that's a different environment. So you can really use your house a lot to do this. So So the first game, and I know 3 games that are called ping pong. Okay, so this is one of them. This is ping pong where you have your puppy on lead. They're in the heel position, and we're going to just take 3 steps to the left, and it's going to be like a slight left. It's not going to be turning all this way, just a little slight left. And I'm going to walk 3 steps, and I'm going to treat my puppy. And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to go right in 3 steps and treat my puppy. So I'm going to do it real quick, and then we'll do it together. Yep. Yep. Can you still see me? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to back up here because I'm going to need some room. We're going to do this 3 times. So we're going to go 3 to the left, slightly left, and I'm going to treat. I'm not marking. And then we're going to go 3 right and 3 left, 3 right. Okay. All right. Also heel. Are you ready? Here we go. I ran out of room. Sorry.
It happens.
Yeah. And the puppy will start to get the pattern. So it's 3, 3. Oh, I get it. 3, I get a treat. 3, I get a treat. So we're going to try it one more time all the way through. Yep.
Yep. Sit. Sky. Sit. Yeah.
Good. Good job. Okay, great.
Doing
So
really
that's
good.
called ping pong. The next game we're going to do is called the forward and reverse. So we're going to do the pattern of 3 steps forward and then back up 2. So it'll be 3 steps forward, back up 2. So it looks something like this. Okay. And even if your puppy doesn't really know back, they'll get the hang of it. As you walk backward, they're going to want to be, getting that treat. So let's give it a try all together. Back up, buddy. Good boy. Okay, here we go.
Doing really good.
Good job. Good job. And I don't know, I know you're working right now, but Lasso wasn't real. I wasn't saying in the cue back, which is not a real cue, but we use it. But he was really starting to follow me. So in the beginning, he wasn't quite sure what I was doing when I was going backward, but he got the hang of it. So
Yeah, they all figured it out the same
yeah,
thing.
they do. They do. It's like, where's that tree? Okay. And then the last one I'm going to do is a circle. And circles are great to connect with your dog. So you're going to be just going around in a circle, treat when you have to. You can even call his name if you need to, but hopefully he'll follow you or she'll follow you. Sorry, I've got a boy, so you're going to hear he a lot. So it's just going to look something like this. So we can go ahead and do that together. I don't know if you could hear me, but I was just kind of making those kissy sounds to get him back up to look at me because I want him to connect to me and not just follow me. So let's give it a shot. Whenever you're ready.
Cindy's saying I'm done.
Yeah. Good boy. How are we doing?
Looking good.
Okay, great.
Indy was the only one who said, yeah, I'm not doing this exercise. He's little,
Just
so I get
young
it.
puppy, 12 weeks old, and he's had a
Yeah,
big day. So
yeah, this
that's
is a lot.
okay. That's okay. Okay. And I'm going to turn it over to Andrea to do the bowl game, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the pattern games. Okay.
Okay. You see my fireplace in the room. I have a really small space to work with because I'm in my cat room. So basically what you need is, hopefully everyone can see me. You have two bowls. You're going to put, I have never done this with Sky. So this is new to her. You don't give the dog any instruction. So she's already investigating the bowls because she's like, oh, cool, I'm going to get food. So all I'm going to do is take a piece and drop it in the bowl. She puts her head in. I'm going to drop another in the bowl next to it. And this is all I'm going to do. And she's just going to think this is awesome because I'm getting treats like crazy. So now, because she's got the hang of it, I'm going to spread my bowls out a little bit more. So you start with them closer together, and then you spread them out a little bit. So basically, you see her going from one bowl to the other. She's got no instructions, no nothing. So I move in the bowl. So then, as your puppy gets better, because she's kind of getting the hang of it, I'm going to take a cone and I'm going to stick it there. And of course, she's investigating it. I'm still not going to say anything to her, but I want her to go around the cone to go to the bowl. So I don't want her to cheat and cut in front of the cone. So right now she's doing really well. And sometimes it takes a hot minute for the puppies to actually discover, oh, see, she cheated. She went around me. But you can take the cone as they get better and move it out. So they got to make a bigger arc. And then you can add more cones. So I'm kind of directing her that she's got to go around those cones, maybe. Let me get you over here. Let me get you in the right spot. There we go. Mom's going to do this. So she's going behind me now. Now she's trying to go in front of me. So this is too hard for her at this point because she's just doing the first thing. So we're just going to stick with the bowls, which is fine. It was just to show you how you can advance it and make it harder. As you get bigger in doing it in the two bowl game, don't do it for more than 2 minutes. You can do this for feeding them in the winter because they're moving. I brought a platform with me. So sometimes you can set them in front. So then the dog has to step on the platform. Maybe. Come on. There you go. Well, she's going to go around it. But the goal is to get them to do different surfaces and different things. So you can expand it out, make it bigger, and then they learn that arc, and eventually you can get them to do like a whole little obstacle course that you create as they get better. This was just my little platform that I used. I don't know if everyone can see it. Just so she can step on it as just another little thing. I've taken cubes that they have to walk through. It's kind of like a ladder in the arc that they've done it. She's still going back and forth, looking in each bowl for a treat. And it's just a fun way to play. So as your dog is sticking their nose in the bowl, you drop a piece of kibble in the other one. And I think my kibbles are out of your reach that you can even see at this point. You just see her walking back and forth. But that's basically the 2 bowl game. So you start out really simple, and as your puppy gets better at it, just add more things. Throw a book down that they got to walk on or walk over. There's like no expectation, but just know if your dog is cheating, cutting in front of whatever you have in front of you, then don't do it. Take it back a step and start with just the bowls then, and then go from there. But it is a fun game to play with every age of puppy that you have. And that's the 2 bowl game. And I believe this is also going to be, it's currently in the, I think it's in the current manual, but I know it'll be in the new manual too, I believe. But I do have instructions on it that I can send out to everybody as well. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Yes.
A couple of things I wanted to mention is for some of our puppies, mine are sticklers on going to the bowl. They have to have the release word. They just can't. So that's okay. So I would put the kibble in and say, okay. And that will help them. Yeah, because they're like, I have a rule follower. And then I have one that doesn't
Sometimes
care.
once they have you might have to help them. All right, hold on. At first, when they're first learning, and the goal is to give them no cues, you might have to tell them it's okay because you're dropping the treat into the bowl. They know the bowl is somewhere that they can go and eat because that's where their food is. So they're really excited about that. And then eventually you don't have to use a cue at all. Sometimes the dog will get off task. You basically all you do is you just stand there for a second, don't say anything, and just drop a kibble in a bowl and restart. So it's easy to restart, reset, and to get them going. It's not only using their energy, but it's using their brain power, which really works them out. I'm going to go let her out.
Okay. These are great games to play. I've talked to my indie raisers about pattern games because it was so hot. It was, too hot to take these dogs out. And so these pattern games are great. It does wear them out. As Andrea said, as they're learning and they start to make mistakes because she was just showing you how it could progress, but it takes them a hot minute to keep going back and forth and, oh, okay, this is the pattern. And then you can open it up a little bit more. Also, when they know it and they know it, and then they start to make mistakes, they're exhausted. So that's a good time to stop the game. So usually about 2 minutes is about all they can do. But it does wear them out and it does engage their noggin, which is always nice. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, if you're interested in pattern games, Leslie McDivitt is the one that writes Controlled Unleash. We can adapt those, just touch base with us if you find something you really want to do, and we can adapt that to make it work for us. Because, we're not allowed to eat kibble off the floor. So some of her games include that. And there's a way around that. So just touch base with us. But it helps them understand predictability. It focuses on you and not the environment. It also helps with impulse control. So when you're practicing, practice different times of the day. And as I said, different rooms in your house. Also, I had a puppy that was like, I would open the back door of the car and she was like, wow. If you have trouble with that, where the puppy just is over the top, even before you get them out, you want to connect to them, I have some ideas for you on that. Just reach out. But it did, oh my gosh, amazing for her to get herself under control. And so we weren't like before bounces out and I'm like, what? So we worked it out where, she's connecting with me. And then when she jumped out of the car, I would mark it as soon as her feet hit the ground. So she would turn around and look at me, and she didn't yank me anywhere after that. So live and learn, right? You learn how to work around these things. But again, just reach out and I can do a quick video for you and send it to you. So that's about all I have, Andrea.
Perfect. That's all I had too. So if anyone has any questions or concerns about their puppy, go ahead and unmute and ask away. No one has any questions or anything? You guys all did really great. I know Indy is, I think, is the youngest one here next to Lucky, and they both did really good for their age group. So I can't complain about that.
So I have a question. You know, we
Sure.
used to get the weekly puppy training tips, and I haven't seen that in like 2 weeks. Has that been discontinued or?
Most likely, what has happened is your puppy has hit the allotted time that they're supposed to get them. He's got to
Okay.
be at least 4.5, almost 5 months.
Yep.
Yep, and that's about the time they stop coming. So,
Okay. All right. I was
um,
like, am I supposed to be doing something? Okay.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Just those are just to kind of help give you a guideline to keep you on track. I know they can feel overwhelming as well. So it's just a guideline. It's not like your puppy has to be here right now.
Okay.
If they're struggling with something, it's just to kind of give you a gauge of where they think your puppy should be. Every puppy is different, so it's okay if they're behind. Remember, it's not a
Yeah.
marathon. This is a longevity um, of an exercise because you have them for so long before they have to go back to leader dogs. So some dogs
Good.
pick things up really quick, and other dogs just, they take a minute longer to learn
Yeah.
something. So that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really proud of Duchess out here because the neighborhood dogs started barking and the neighborhood kid was throwing those things that they throw at the sidewalk and they bang.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
she just,
that's
she didn't react to either one. So yay for one.
good. Awesome. Perfect.
I just had a
Yeah.
question in general. I was looking for the new manual and it is not on the website. Is that okay? I was under the impression that it had been released, but it's
It
just
was supposed to be, but it's not.
okay. I just was like, am I missing something? So,
No,
okay.
you're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to reference the new manual if there's a change in something, because there are a lot of changes. Some of them are big, some of them are subtle. So Pam she's my fact checker because she fact checks me all the time because I always revert back to the old manual. So
It's a
it's not a good-
process. It's gonna take
It
it's
is.
gonna take us a little while.
Yeah,
But
it's going to take us a hot minute to kind of be
yeah,
like, oh yeah, it's this way now, not that way.
yeah,
So,
yeah. But it's a really good manual. You're gonna really enjoy it. It breaks everything down and it's super
yeah,
helpful. But
I talked to Kim yesterday about it, and she said it's actually still in marketing, still for them refining and fine tuning it because there are some changes from the ones that we have. So we just have like the preliminary one. So even some of the things we may have told you from what we have may have slightly changed a little bit. Um, the big thing, we had the question about the crates. Does your puppy need to sleep in a crate? Yes, they do. However, if you feel your puppy is really good and
lasso.
can sleep on a bed on the floor, they suggest that you tether them to the floor because then that way they don't wander throughout the house at night, but yet they can get up and adjust themselves on their bed. And they're still in your room. So that's a good thing. The biggest reason why they want them in the crate, I would always definitely encourage, right, once they go into quarantine, get them used to being in their crate at night, because a lot of times the transition into the village, it's difficult with some of the dogs. So they sometimes may put a crate actually into the kennel with them to give them the safety and the protection that they feel they have in their crate at night. So it gives them a comfort for them. So that is their kind of rationale on that as well. Something else I wanted to bring up was I know a lot of the leader dog moms, they encourage us to have a first aid kit for our puppies. Just general things like, you know, if your dog gets steps on something, cuts their paw or their leg or something, that just so you can use. I have a standard first aid kit, but I actually have a list of a first aid kit that I can send to everybody. Now, this may change with what is in our regular manual, because I don't even know if they have anything about a first aid kit or anything. But I can give you kind of what the general things are that maybe you might want to have on hand, which most likely you already do for yourself. But it's just kind of good to have just in case something comes around. But anytime there's something major, we always suggest call leader dogs. They always have a vet on call. So even if they don't answer the phone right away, they do leave a message. They do call you back, even on holiday weekends. I've had Dakota, my first leader dog mom, decided Memorial weekend she was going to stick her head in the food bowl or container and just eat and eat and eat and eat. And she got food bloat. So she's sitting outside and she's just kind of like dry heaving, kind of breathing really heavy, like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Well, food bloat can get really bad and can actually kill your dog. So she didn't get to eat for like a day and a half. So but always call them and let them know, because sometimes it may require a trip to the vet. So if you're far away from leader dog like I am, I'm calling my regular vet going, okay, I need to see somebody like now. So always try to make sure that you do have, even if it's not your regular vet, a 24-hour vet that you can go to for emergencies, because things happen at any time. Your dog can eat lead or something and start having some other issues. So, or, you know, they eat a grape or something like that. The first thing they're going to tell you usually is induced vomiting. And they usually use peroxide for that to induce the vomiting, which is really quick for them to actually start vomiting. I suggest you always call leader dog before you do that, just in case they say don't do that, because there are certain things that they may eat or swallow, like a sponge, that you don't want to induce vomiting, because then it can get stuck in their throat on the way up, and that now your dog can't breathe, and you're performing CPR on your dog trying to get a sponge out because it's now got liquid in it and it's expanded. So be very careful. Always call leader dog first before you do anything major that you feel requires vet supervision or, you know, approval. Even if it's just like, yeah, I think this will work. Call them and ask them, is this okay if I do this? This is what happened. They may have a different alternative for you that might be a little safer for the puppy than what we're thinking. So always err on the side of caution and always verify with leader dog before you do anything super major. Because usually a lot of people will always come to Pam or I, and the first thing we'll say is, okay, yeah, you should check with leader dogs, especially if it's something that is considered major, I guess. Even if it's pretty simple, we're still going to tell you probably to check with leader dog just to make sure you're on the right track, because we don't want to tell you wrong either, because we're not a vet. We may have experienced something similar to it or the same thing, but again, we're still not a vet, but we're still going to direct you kind of in the right direction. But we always refer you back to leader dog. Everybody should have a magnet with the after hours leader dog number on it. Okay, perfect. I keep mine on my fridge, and I actually have it saved in my phone as emergency vet. So that's always a good thing. If worst case scenario is you're not at home and something happens, you can call the regular leader dog number. Unfortunately, you have to listen to all the prompts to get to the vet, and then you have to listen to the prompts, and then it's going to tell you press 0 if this is after hours, and you just have to go through that whole process in order to get to the vet. So don't freak out if you're out and about and you don't have it in your phone or whatever. You can always call the regular leader dog number as well. So those are kind of some kind of points of thing just to point out there. It's simple to think, but sometimes when it happens, we're like, oh my God, what do I do? And you like completely panic and freeze. So um, if it's mentioned to you at one point in time, it might spark a memory in your head and go like, oh yeah, I could just call the regular number. Even if you have to go on the web really quick and dial it from there, they have an 800 number. So you can call that as well too. So that way you're not using minutes if you have a minute plan or whatever. So any other questions or anything?
No, I just got a tip today about having phone numbers written like in and that you have in your wallet, because if you lose your phone
Sure.
and you use somebody else's phone, you don't know anybody's number. I never memorized anybody's number, but if I have it on something else that I carry with me, I can borrow a phone and then call.
Good idea. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hang on one second, Jillian. You can go ahead and put him in his kennel area if that's easier. He's getting tired and
Yeah.
rambunctious. We've all been there. But if you want to put him in his kenneled area, it'll make your life a little easier.
She looks
Okay.
like she's trying to hurt a cat.
Yeah, it's hard. There you go. There you go. And Jillian, if you want to stay on after the meeting ends, I've got a couple of tips for you that might help.
Anything else anyone has questions on or anything?
Now, does anybody need any Fortiflora supplements?
You have some of those?
I've got a
half
question.
box.
Oh, good.
I got a box. Well, you can always take them back to Leader Dog with Zoe too when
I
she
will.
goes
I'll
back.
put them in her stuff
Right.
so it goes. Yeah.
I hope I don't need them.
Nobody
I hope
wants.
no one does.
I'm looking for a
Some point
leader
in
dog
time.
puppy sitter.
When do you need
Okay.
a puppy sitter?
September 18th, 19th, and 20th.
So
Okay.
there is a site for that. Andrea, do you have that link by any chance? You're really good at that.
It's a Facebook page. It's called Leader Dog Puppy Sitters.
Puppy sitters, yeah.
You said what was that? The 18th, 19th, and 20th.
September, yep.
Let me check my calendar. And you have a boy, right?
I do.
How old is he?
Going on 5 months.
Because I have an intact Leader Dog mom, so I have to be careful if I have a male
Yep.
in the house.
Yep.
So I will double check my schedule and I will double check with Leader Dog that I can actually puppy sit him for a couple days because I'm
Okay.
only about an hour and 15 minutes away from you.
Right, because you're near
So-
Traders.
I'm in Rogers City.
Okay,
So-
you're the other way. Okay, all right.
You're in Harbor Springs, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm in Harbor Springs too. So,
Hey,
hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey.
And I might be available too. I just don't know yet. And I don't know when I will be getting another puppy. Zoe goes back in 2 weeks. She entered quarantine
That's
today.
so exciting.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Aw.
But I would be super easy to get to too.
Oh, for
So,
sure, Aaron. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
you get your puppy fix because you'll be missing yours.
I know. I told Andrea I have a flight out the 24th, the very next day after I drop Zoe off to go on vacation for a week.
Yeah.
Aw.
So I don't have an empty house.
Aw.
Aw.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, Sherry, if Andrea can't, I might be able to. I just can't make a commitment.
Okay. All right. That'd be awesome. Okay.
But and
We
either
got a
way, if
great
you ever want to
village.
get together since we're in the same town.
Sure. Sure.
know.
For sure.
Well, thanks,
Absolutely.
you guys. You did a great job tonight. Thanks for your attention.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good job.